is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirts, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video for this Saturday. I wanted to give some thoughts on the Bucks versus the Raptors. Now, I have watched both teams all season, and I have watched this series every single game and a couple times, and I just wanted to discuss what the Bucks are doing and why the Raptors are failing and why they got blew out the first two games. Remember, they was up majority of the game in game one, and they still basically blew it. And it's going to hurt now going into Toronto, and you can't lose game three because you don't want to go down 0-3 against the number one team in the NBA. So they put themselves in a terrible situation, basically having a must-win game three. And they have struggled with this Bucks team. They had a good regular season against the Bucks, and they played well against them, but over a 48-minute course, it just has been too much for them. And the problem is they just can't score enough. They just can't keep up with the Bucks' intensity. They can't keep up with the fact that the Bucks move the ball. They trust each other. They play hard, and they just never give you an opportunity. Now, they did make a little run in game two to cut it 13, but they just couldn't hang on to that small lead. They just couldn't get it further than that because they dug themselves such a hole. What they need to do is just focus on trusting each other a little bit more. I know that's what everybody's saying, but honestly and truthfully, I'm just surprised that Toronto have been playing this bad. Marc Gasol was a guy that I told you guys in my prediction that's going to have to be one of the big reasons why they win this series or even make it competitive. He's 4 for 20, guys. He can't make a shot to save his life, and it's really hurting the Raptors. You have multiple guys on this roster that can't make shots, and the problem that makes it even more glaring is the fact that they can't even make open shots. They can't make open threes. They can't make open mid-range, and they missing layups. It's like they lost their confidence. It seemed like the Bucks just hitting them. The Bucks is playing like a team. They're knocking down threes. They real confident right now. They're taking contested threes. They're taking pull-up threes. They feel like they can do whatever they want to this Raptors team, and that is unacceptable. This team was known for defense. The Raptors, you have Danny Green, you have Pascal Siakam, you have Serge Ibaka, you have Kyle Lowry, you have Marc Gasol, and their defense has been non-existent. I feel like the Bucks is getting the shots that they want every single possession, and if they're missing them, just like we seen in game one, it doesn't matter because eventually those shots are going to start falling. The problem is the Raptors are getting the shots that they want. They just haven't been knocking them down, and it just could be they just don't have it. They just might not have enough, and I feel like the Bucks will win this series. I feel like the Raptors was the best team in the NBA because they played like it, even without Kawhi Leonard. They played like the best team in the East, but the Bucks have been more consistent. They have steadily been able to dominate and embarrass their opponents consistently out of any other team in the NBA. And I didn't see that coming into this year. But the Bucks have just been consistent. They blew everybody out in the playoffs. They're blowing out the Raptors, their best competition so far, and they don't even look like they're on the same level at this point. I didn't think it would be this lopsided. But the Raptors, they got to come with some type of urgency, some type of fight. They just got to come out and let the Bucks know that you're not beating us. If they show any signs of weakness or they show any signs of weakness in their defense, the Bucks and Mike Budenholzer is going to find a way to exploit it, take advantage of it, and it's going to put the Raptors in a situation to either make the adjustments or they might go down game three. If they lose game three, it's over. There's no way you're beating the best team in the NBA, barring injuries to Giannis and other players, that you're going to come back in this series. I know the Raptors don't want to hear that. I know they don't like that, but even they got to admit it by being realistic and not biased, that if they lose game three, it's over. Even if they win one game, even if they win two in a row, they're not beating the Bucks 4 games straight, and they should have beat the Bucks in game one. If you're a team, you only got to win 4 games. That's a game that you have to win if you're a championship team. You can't be up the whole game and then collapse in the only quarter that matters, which is the fourth. You build in consistency. You build in confidence. You build in your identity and your defense throughout that game to close it in the fourth quarter. And instead, they just became a different team. The third quarter, was the second half. The second to the third quarter, they just became a totally different team. Even in game two, they was competing, they was fighting, and then out of nowhere, it seemed like Kawhi Leonard, the only person that feels like he can do whatever he wants to do. He feels like he can score and dominate anybody that's guarding him. He's going at people while he's driving. He's pulling up on people. He just seemed like he has so much confidence in himself that he can get and do whatever he wants no matter what. Kyle Lowry used to have that. Pascal Siakam is one of the biggest stories in the NBA this season, and he hasn't played like it. People were saying that he was the number two on the Raptors. He has passed the All-Star in Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry has outplayed Pascal Siakam these last couple games. He just disappeared. He's not dominating defensively. He's not grabbing dominant rebounds. He's really not showing really no significant impact on this game. And Kawhi Leonard, when you look at this roster, if Marc Gasol ain't hitting shots, Kyle Lowry comes and goes his whole career in the playoffs, and then you got the guy that's supposed to be your number two in Siakam. If your best three players in your starting lineup is not knocking down shots, plus your bench is not coming through, what do you want Kawhi Leonard to do? He's not going to quit. He's not going to give up. He's still going to go out there and fight. He's still going to go out there and try to help his team win, and I feel like he has done that this whole playoffs. Even against Philly, even against the Magic. He has been their most consistent player. He has been their most fearless player, and he's going out there giving maximum effort. He's a leader. He's not the vocal leader, but he's leading by example. But his teammates are not following. His teammates are not contributing the way they should if they really want to win a title. This is showing me right now that the Raptors might not be a championship contender. If you can't go out there and have guys you can count on, if you can't go out there and try to dive and fight for every possession, this is the playoffs. Every possession matters. It builds camaraderie, it builds confidence, and it helps you play better. The Raptors are not hustling, they're not fighting, they're not locking into their assignments, they're leaving people open, they're having so many miscommunications, and they lack the confidence in their offensive game. Marc Gasol is throwing up jumpers. He's not even fully balanced. He's doing push shots. He's shooting threes and just throwing it. You got to take your time. They leaving Marc Gasol wide open. You have to take your time and try your hardest to make that shot. It's a wide open three. It ain't like Marc Gasol is getting contested shots. He's missing layups. I know he got blocked a couple times. That's because he's not trying to dunk it. Why are you 7 feet trying to go up for a soft layup? Finish it. You 7 feet. You should be able to get that shot. Pascal Siakam, why are you missing layups? Why are you missing wide open threes and wide open mid-range? He's dribbling, stopping, and pulling for mid-ranges, but he can't knock it down a mid-range wide open jumper. They closing out to Siakam. He's never been known as a great three-point shooter. He's a good three-point shooter. But the fact that you over 6'8", you should be able to knock down some hook shots and some jumpers. You've been doing it all season. The spin move left hook, the spin hook right foot, the spin move dunk. He had that all season. Now all of a sudden he forgot how to play his own game. Now he forgot how to go out there and dominate the game defensively. What about the effort? What about running the break? Where has Pascal Siakam been? Did he take a vacation? Is he just happy, satisfied with being in the Eastern Conference Finals? Because he didn't even play that well in the ending of the Philly series. So either they haven't made the adjustments, or they just scared of the big moment of being in these big games against these great teams. And if that's the case, Kawhi Leonard has the right to leave. If I'm going out here doing whatever I have to do to put us in position to win, to keep us in games, but he shouldn't have to do that. If you a 58-win team, why the hell is you relying on one player? Y'all been a team player with and without Kawhi Leonard all season long. What has changed? You going against good competition, but you went against that in the regular season. You win against good coaches. You've been going against all-stars all season. What has happened? That everybody forgot how to make a layup. Everybody forgot how to set feet, get your stroke, rotate the ball, and hit with your fingertips. You can't even make a wide-open jumper. Can't even make a layup. You can't even go up hard for a dunk. You can't even rebound consistently for 48 minutes when you have so much size and you can go small. You can't make threes. Where Danny Green went? Danny Green was known as one of the best three-point shooters this entire season, finishing second. He can't buy a three. He's shooting them, but they ain't going in. This is embarrassing. I thought the Raptors would lose this series, but I didn't know that they would show up like this. They have to go out in game 3 with a different mentality. They have the backs against their wall. They was down 2-1 against Philly, and they was able to come back and win that series. This is the Bucks. This is another level of competition. This is the best team in the entire NBA and in the postseason so far. Now that Kevin Durant and DeMarcus Cousins are injured, you have to come in with that mentality that we have to play our best. We have to come with it. If not, we're going to get embarrassed. And they've been getting bamboozled this whole series so far. And if it happens again, or they lose another lead in the fourth quarter, this series is over. I think the Raptors can win one game, but if they don't, Kawhi Leonard going to think about his teammates. He going to think about how they play. Do I really want to lock into this team? Do I really want to sign a 5-year deal with this team? And this is our team for the next couple of years. Marc Gasol not opting out, guys. He's getting paid too much money. He's going to opt into that contract. Pascal, he's not going nowhere. It's going to be hard to get rid of Serge Ibaka the way he's been playing in the playoffs these last 2 years. Kyle Lowry is old. You're going to need to have to find a replacement, or he's going to have to leave. This is going to be a totally different Raptors team if Kawhi Leonard wants to stay. If he really wants to be here and he really wants to take the money, he's going to have to Uzziah going to have to change a lot of these pieces on his team to bring back Kawhi Leonard. That's the way to bring him back. He showed that he wants to win. He shows that he's going to put talent around Kawhi Leonard. But the Raptors for the last 5 years have been a totally different team in the regular season than what they are in the playoffs. They already got rid of DeMar, and they already made it to where the farthest they have made it with him. The first season that Kawhi Leonard joined this roster, he has already made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. He done that in his first season. That's the type of player that you have. But at the same time, you have to look at this team and see how they have played this entire postseason. And you have to know that something's going to have to happen if we want to get our first championship ever in Toronto for this Raptors team. And I'm just so shocked that they have played so embarrassing. They don't even look like the same team, offensively or defensively. But if going down 0-2, going home ain't a wake-up call, this team is not a championship caliber team like we thought. And even though I did pick the Bucks to win this series, I didn't think the gap was this big. But then again, it's only 2 games, guys. And Toronto do have to go home, and they get a chance to play there. So the series not over. I'm not panicking. I'm just saying, looking at this Toronto team in Philly, looking how they played in these first 2 games, they do not look like the team that we thought they was. But then again, that's been the case for the last 5 years. So we'll see how the role players react. We'll see how what adjustments that Nick Nurse made going into game 3. And we're going to see how they play together, or are they going to go out there and lay an egg. Game 3 is the biggest game of this franchise history. They have made so many moves to get to this point because they felt like they had a chance of legitimately winning the championship this year. The Bucks can steal that in 2 games. They only got to win 2 because they flopped in game 1. And if they win 2, Toronto will be going home, and they have a chance to get swept. And if they don't come out and win game 3, they're not winning more than 2 games, and it's over. So that's a wake-up call to them. We have played terrible. We have got embarrassed. Now we have no choice but to win in game 3. And hopefully they come out there and play like this. This is a team with a lot of veterans. This is a team with a guy that has already won a championship. This is a guy that was coached by Greg Popovich. So he knows how to win. He knows how to play. And he has done that throughout this whole playoffs. But who is going to be the 4 guys to step up? Danny hasn't done it. Mark hasn't done it. Siakam hasn't done it. And Kyle Lowry really done it for 2 to 3 games this whole playoff run. If you want to win a championship, you have to play like you did in the regular season each and every game. It's the first of 4 wins. You have to play like that each and every game if you want to be a champion. And I don't see that out of the Raptors these last 2 series. And honestly, I see it out of the Bucks. The Bucks have played consistently, besides the 1 game in Boston. And what happened after that? Boston got blew out 4 straight games. Then they went to the Eastern Conference Finals and just blew out the Raptors and embarrassed them going into game 3. The Bucks have played like this all season. And they haven't changed in the postseason. And that's what the Raptors are supposed to do too. And they haven't done that so far. But we'll see what happens in game 3 and 4. Check out my website. AnalysisPlayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, AnalysisPlayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Thanks for everybody that likes the videos on YouTube. Thanks for everybody that continue to comment. I like seeing activity on my channel, whether it's likes or comments, and thank you for doing that. Thanks for everybody that's been buying merchandise. If you want to buy merchandise, like I said, it's in the comment, in the description, and it's a link. And you can order stuff on Facebook too, on my Facebook page by messaging me at the end of the day. If you like this video, I do playoff predictions, buyouts, trade deadline, free agency. I also cover draft, summer league, season previews, discussion videos, and I also do fun top 10 videos throughout the year. I make a video every day, and I try to. So if you love the NBA and you love watching basketball and you love hearing somebody talk about every single thing that goes on every single day, this is the channel for you. And if you like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. Check out my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching. That's why I continue to go. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm gone. And let me know what you guys think. Is it over? Is the Bucks just better, or is they far away from a championship more than we thought? Let me know how you guys feel about the Raptors right now and how they have played this postseason, especially compared to the regular season. They don't look like a team that can win the championship, even though everybody think Golden State gonna win it. Toronto was one of the teams we thought would be in that top 3, and they haven't played like that so far. Even though they one of the last 4 teams remaining, they have changed their whole way they have played so far in the postseason, and they're going to have to do better if they want to win this series.